How do you prevent cyber attacks? Your first line of defense is to harden your network. Hi, I'm Steve Holquist, Chief Evangelist with RedSeal, and I've been building IP networks for well over 20 years. I've started from scratch and I've taken them over. And one thing I know is it is hard to get your head around what your network really looks like. It grows organically over time, much like this jungle. It intertwines, the pieces connect together. There are paths through the network and there are dark corners where things hide. How old are your diagrams? I'm sure you have them, but in my experience, these diagrams are 3, 5, 7, even 10 years old. They give a basic structure for how the network lays out, but rarely are they current. Rarely do they communicate precisely what happens, and never do they communicate really how access flows through the network. What if you could have a map of your network based on your device configurations so that it is current and accurate every day, and you lay it out however you want and you group it however you want so that it reflects your understanding of your network and how you think about it. This helps you visualize your network. Another piece of hardening your network is knowing that your devices are configured correctly. And if you think about a single device configuration, you can ask questions like, does it have any default passwords? Are there insecure services or anything like that? But pretty soon, when we add another and another and another device to the network, figuring out precisely what we have and whether or not any of our configurations violate our standards or industry standards is very difficult to do. What access is possible through your network? Do you know what could happen? Do you know if something changed, let's say a routing event causes a change in your network, does that change your security? You want to know this so that your network is hardened, and being able to visually query your network and ask, is there access from this point to that point, from the internet to my internal network, for example? We never intend that to be the case, but I will tell you I have seen it many times. And being able to know and then drill down to see precisely how that access occurs. Beyond this, you want to know that your security zones are implemented correctly, whether they are PCI DSS requirements or NERC CIP or STIGs requirements, or if you have your own internal zoning standards that you want to make sure are defended by the implementation of your network, and to know consistently and constantly whether or not your policies are enforced across your entire network. Beyond just the network, let me ask you this. Do you patch your highest risk vulnerabilities first? Not just those with the highest scores, but those that actually represent the highest risk. For example, if you have hosts with vulnerabilities and those vulnerabilities are directly accessible from the internet, that is a higher risk than an internal vulnerability with a higher score that's unreachable. So being able to prioritize vulnerability patching based on the real risk of that vulnerability is a key part of hardening your network. Let me also ask you this question. Should you approve a security change? Someone makes a request. I would like access from this subnet to that subnet, these ports, these protocols, and so on. Should you approve it? From a security perspective, is it already allowed or is it not allowed? Does policy need to change? Perhaps does part of that connection request need to move to a different zone? Using RedSeal, you can ask this question and get the answer in one dialogue. Accountability for security has moved all the way into the boardroom. You need to know that your network, your first line of defense, is protecting you as much as possible. We know that simply investing in more equipment won't do it. We've seen that by the breaches that have happened. So that you can learn about how specifically RedSeal can help you harden your network, reply to the message that had this link in it, or give us a call, visit our website. We'd love to talk to you. RedSeal can help you harden your network. This is Steve Hultquist for RedSeal. Thank you so much for joining us.